Hi, my name is Kelly Welter. I am the CPA that's going to be hosting and presenting for the Essential Families tax class on Thursday night. I just wanted to do a brief video to show you that I am a real person. Accountants are people too. And let you put a face behind all the words, lots of words that are going to be showing up on the tax class. I'm doing my best to try to simplify probably one of the most complicated issues that can be discussed, especially when we have so many people at different levels and different levels of in the business and different levels of knowledge and taxation. One thing with taxes is a lot of it is about interpretation. Most of it's about interpretation, and that's actually something that all forms of government are fully aware of. The joke is if you don't get the answer you like on a phone call, call an IRS agent or a government audit agency 10 times and you'll get 10 different answers because of that interpretation. I can tell you that I've been doing taxes now for 21 years. I am a certified public accountant, meaning I went to college, got my bachelor's, went on and took a very tedious exam from there, and had training in financial accounting, tax, government accounting, business law, and various other ethics, various other issues. When you pass that exam, it places you in a whole different level of what you can and can't do, as well as the ethics that you're required to maintain as long as you're a license holder. And I do actually address the various types of tax preparers in the class. But I've been doing this for 21 years in public accounting. I've been working with small business taxation, small business and individual taxation. And just over a year ago, I had to learn everything about MLMs and network marketing when my personal endeavor into Young Living Essential Oils all of a sudden accidentally became a business, and I realized I wanted to go that route as well, and I had to learn a lot about it. It's not an industry like anything else. Did a lot of research, talked with a lot of experts, got more education. Found out at that time that it's probably the one industry under the most scrutiny by the IRS. If you are a network marketer and get called up for an audit, you can expect an auditor to come in with the most negative set of beliefs and feelings regarding your audit. It's completely biased. Unfortunately, that has nothing to do with anything we've done. It has to do with the fact that there's a lot of people out there, believe it or not, that actually lie on their tax returns. And it was one of the main industries of fraud for a long time. The main reason for their lack of support for the MLM business owner is that the majority do not have a business intent. They have no intent of showing a profit. And that's shown time after time after time after time. You've seen the statistics of the number of Young Living distributors that are actually working this as a business. It's about the same with the number of MLM in general, same percentages, MLM businesses in general that are showing a profit. Or at least have a profit motive. So we'll be talking a lot about that because the biggest issue is business versus hobby loss, and that's the number one thing you have to determine. And I'll go over that in the class. But one of the things I do want to say is something that you're going to have to consider if this is a business. You have to run it as a business. You have to run it like any other business owner, and your number one intent needs to be to make a profit. Now that sounds negative, and all of us are probably sitting here saying, well, no, we want to do it as to help people and to make lives better for people. That's not why we're doing the business. That's why we're sharing. That has nothing to do with the business aspect of it. Sharing is one thing. Sharing is where we can think about the health and the care and everything else. If you're running a business, there is no other business out there that's running the business for the main purpose of losing money. If you are, then you're a hobby. That's the problem with the MLM. So that's something you're going to have to mentally realize. And as you work through your taxes, you're going to have to address that. At least have that mindset, because every dollar you spend, the intent of that, the purpose of that needs to be to make money. What you do with it from there, that's up to you. The one thing that I'm going to ask is, in case you haven't noticed the numbers, we've got over 300 people that are joining us, 300 Essential Family members that are joining us today. And we know that the Essential Family leaders do such a wonderful job at helping and supporting. Unfortunately, as far as I know, I'm the only CPA on this call, on this class. I'll be doing all the postings. I wrote everything. I will be doing all the postings. And I will also be the only one answering questions. So be kind. Be patient. I will get to you. Maybe not right away, but we are going to be leaving this up. I think the plan, and I will verify, I believe the plan is to leave it up at least through tax season. That was my request, because I know a lot of people are going to be hearing things, listening to things. Your head's going to be spinning. You need to go back and look at this. This is not something you're going to hear, read, say, okay, I got it, move on. That's not how taxes work, ever. So just be patient with me. Everything will be up. I also do want to tell you right off the bat, and I do have it in the initial posts that will be shown on Thursday night, you do not need to write everything down. Because at the end of the class, or probably the next day, once I get through everything that I have posted is going into a PDF document, and it will be provided to you. There's no way you can write everything down. There is a lot of words in this class. There is no other way to do it. I chose not to do it in a video format, because then you would have had to write everything down, and I didn't like that. I didn't think that was fair. There's just too much, and a lot of this may be over your head now, but maybe stuff that you need to have, in the future. I don't want it to be overwhelming. Please don't hesitate to ask questions. I am happy to answer them. One of the things I am asking is that if you disagree with something that I've said, or your tax preparer said to do it different, or you did it this way and you've been doing it this way for 10 years, or your best friend's uncle's husband's wife's niece, who's a tax preparer at H&R Block, said you could do it this way, please don't tell me. Please don't share it on this class in the comments. The members of Essential Families are joining because they need to hear some professional advice. They need to hear from an expert in the area. That's why they're here tonight. And I ask that you show me and them the respect of allowing them to bank on that. Please don't confuse people. Taxes are confusing enough as it is. So if you would disagree with me, I ask that you keep it to yourself, at least in the class. Don't air it. It's not that this is not that platform. Please feel free to contact me, and we can discuss it. And if there is something that I've determined or found out from discussions with you after the fact, I by all means will come back to this class and say, hey, I learned something different. Here's another approach to this. So that's my long-winded, almost 10-minute speech introduction of this is me. This is my face. The rest of it's going to be my words. I am going to pop in with one more video in the class, because we have one issue that's very hard to explain all in wording. and I think it'll probably be a good break. So I hope to see you on the class. Feel free to invite any of your essential family member, downline, upline, husband who is probably, your partner in the business. And contact me if you have any questions. But in the meantime, thank you for allowing me to present to you at the class, and thank you for trusting me to give this advice to you. Have a good night.